Well, very good afternoon to you. Welcome back to another edition of your Bollywood show that normally comes your way every Saturday from the hour of 3 to 4. Today is another different segment of your programs. Good afternoon to you, wherever you are getting us from. Thank you very much for being out there and for appreciating what we put together for you. My name is Mas. Thank you very much. Mbokk ñu ngi leen di nuyu di leen sargal di leen jaare di leen ñaanal jàmm baax baax di ko sàkku seen it yàlla buur bi am jàmm yàlla bu defal jàmm ñun yëpp fu yaa munta ne rek ñu ngi leen nuyu baax baax di la si programme bi comme ni ñu ko baaxoo defal ñu rek samedi bu jot ñu amal leen programme bi fii si GRTS ñetti waxtu bu jotee jàpp ñeenti waxtu di gërëm góor jigéen mag ak ndaw fépp yaa munta ne rek ñu baaxoo di ànd ak yéen si programme bi fii di leen bégal te di leen xamal li nga xam ne moo nekk si wàllum Bollywood industry bi waaye tey dafay doon programme boo xam ne bu utee la parce que dañuy waxtaanee suñu ndaw wala suñu doomi réew yi nga xam ne yu bàyyee ko Gambia fii la dem fële sa India nekk fa di jàng ñi leen dooleel nag mooy nguuri India bi ñoom ñoo leen dooleel si li nga xam ne moo nekk seen yokkute njàng foofu si biir India kon loolu dafa doon loo xam ne lu am solo la ñu dalal suñu gan yi dinañ leen dalal si programme nag amal nañ live performance boo xam ne Fatima Job la bàyyi ko fële sa Sénégal Dakar mu doon daanaan si li nga xam ne moo nekk si wàllum fecca moom tam dinañ leen ko amal fii live performance la moo doon that will be a great live performance from Fatima Job who came all the way from Dakar, Senegal, and then she traveled to India to learn the dance Kathak. We all see the dance Kathak, how it is beautiful, demonstrated. Yéen a ngi bàyyi xel fii GRTS mu doon seen Bollywood show comme ni ñu ko baaxoo di am ak yéen rek samedi bu jot bu ñetti waxtu jotee jàpp ñeenti waxtu yi di leen jaajëfal baax a baax nag dafa mel ni sama gan yi teew nañ fii si biir studio bi kon ma am mbégte ak kontaante dalal leen si programme bi ma am fii Katim Touré Touré Kunda bi moom tam maa ngi koy dalal si programme bi ak ki nga xam ne moo nekk Rohi Diba Rohi tam ñu ngi koy dalal si programme bi kon du ñu def dara lu dul ci ñu bàyyi leen ñu introduce seen boppa ñoom tamit ñu jaanoog ak ñoom si li nga xam ne moo nekk si waxtaan bi lu jëm si li nga xam ne moo nekk si wàllum ICCR bi ak dem jànga fale fi nga xam ne moo nekk si India parce que dafa doon loo xam ne dafa rafet trop gis nga doon si réew ba gars yi ràññee la si tànn la si nga dem nga jàngi beneen réew am na beneen jàngat bi nga xam ne boobu lañ ciy am te loolu dafa doon lu am solo trop Katim ñu ngi lay dalal si programme bi yow tamit.
jërëjëf Mas kontaante la ñëw fii tey kontaan leen trop ngay wax jërëjëf and then programme bi dañ ko dee follow and then programme bu important la and then programme boo xam ne even in India sax ñu koy follow so yaa ngi def liggéey bu baax. ñu lay jaajëfal ak de képp koo xam ne mu ngi toog fële ne la di ñu seetaan ñu ngi koy wax jërë ngeen jëf ak suma nit ki ku ma nekkal fii tey Rohi Diba so jërëjëf Mas we are grateful to be here today.
Thank you very much. Rohi.
Okay, thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here. All of it's not that good.
It's good. It's good.
So munako mix and blend.
For sure.
Yeah. This is very important because it's intercontinental. It's not only about Gambia. We want to see lo hamne ñeneen dëkk yi ñu ko dunda their music and their lifestyle and everything in them. So I think this is very important and it's very, very interesting. And ñu la jaajëfal tamit. Thank you so much for making this here.
Jërëjëf Sawala. Well, nañ tàmbali si Katim. You went under the ICCR scholarship te ICCR mun naa wane Gambia ñu bëri léegi xam nañ ko te dafa doon scholarship boo xam ne Indian government bi ñoo ko nekk di provide te Gambien si bëri ñu ngi njëriñoo si li nga xam ne moo nekk si scholarship bi yow jaar nga si te yow mas nga nekk njiit tamit si li nga xam ne moo nekk si GAM-INDIA association bi nga xam ne boobu ngeen sos si biir India pour jàppale wante parce que doomi réew noonu la war a mel soo génnee si biti da nga war a bokkoo ak sa doomi réew pour ngeen mën a jàppalante si lépp li munti doon nag kon yow Xaatim di ñu mën a wax lu bëri si li nga xam ne moo nekk si wàllum ICCR scholarship bi ndax ngay jaar da nga bokk si ICCR scholarship bi ak boo si amee yan jéego ngay jaar.
waaw jërëjëf Mas I guess dinaa kontaan pour wax si mbiri ICCR scholarship bi because mun naa wax ne because of loolu ICCR bi moo tax sax ma ñëw ma toog fii nii so basically dinaa si kontaan trop xam nga pour wax the importance of being an ICCR scholar and then my experiences in India and also dem si association bi waaye bàyyi ma njëkkee si association bi tuuti rek balaa maa ñëw si ICCR bi because association bi dafa important trop Mas so it was formed in a time boo xam ne there was a gap between the students because India is a very large country. You have almost 28 states, right? And then states you have to travel kilometers with flight, wala train, wala so ever. Balanga dem. So sometimes danga gis ne student bi mi ngi nekk si north bi, benen student bi mi ngi nekk si south bi. So at some point we are all Gambians from the same Gambia, small Gambia, and then you dem India. So duñ xamante sax in a sense ne xaw ma ndax maas mu ngi fii nii because how much? Because India you have 28 states, you see, and then state buneka have their own different thing because India is so diverse, and then they call it Incredible India. So it was very interesting. So basically, Lola one. So since GT, Monaca new phone them, like the founding fathers of the association, you have people like Seh, and then Jane and LYC.
And Seh is one of our staff.
Seh is one of your staff, mashallah. So because Bugay nekon fofu nonu, because association bi time bo nonu Gambian students yi pour ñu gisante c'est problème. Because then they soxlante, but do they muna gisante. Da nga need something from this one. But and then there is this guy Jane mu won si guy. So idea bi mom moko initiate. Like why not you try to form an association, try to bridge the gap between students, and also try to involve the embassy. Because time there was a gap between the embassy and the students. Because students will have some concerns.
You mean the Gambian embassy in
India? Exactly. So the Gambian embassy in India. Because by then, at some point, students don't even know whether the embassy was existing. Simply because this channel of communication was not there.
Lacking,
so at some point, they will be having some difficulties, or they will be having some concerns, but they will not know where to raise it. So now the association, those people want to bridge that gap. So they come together and then have talk among themselves, and then try to form the association, and then later on, and then they introduce that idea to the embassy, which was very welcoming, and then that's how the association started.
That's good.
So now association boom started, so from executives to one from these executives, and then we try to form our own constitution, which is a guiding tool, which we are following, and then to implement our activities. So basically right now, so we have a correct executive Bufaneka leading by Mr. Molamin Fati, and then that guy is doing wonderful. He's doing so great. I really salute him.
I have been following this.
Shout out to him, and then the vice president Dauda, and then the secretary general Mohammed. Those people are doing wonderful. I'm telling you. It seems they are just following the legacy because it seems the association was formed. So there are so many, achievements and then so many great things. I guess we'll come back to that, and then how the association helps students and all. So
you went under the scholarship of ICCR. Different from Rohidiba.
I gained this scholarship from the Gambian embassy in India, and how this happened is like the universities in India, they're having a kind of an MOU with the embassy. So when they are having these provisions that they want to give scholarship, they don't know, like they cannot come to the individual and say, I want to give you people the scholarship. Then they go to the embassy, and the embassy will be having those packages. And so you can always check up with them and see whether there's any space. But for now, how you can have those scholarship, it's very easy because we are having this GAM Student Association whereby our emails or their emails are everywhere. They are active on IG, they are meaning Instagram and also Facebook. So if you want to make any inquiries about that, you can just hit to them and they will get back to you.
For sure. I've been seeing that because I'm one of their page and I'm following all the updates, all the guidelines that they are really doing. We just really prompt me to invite you guys to discuss more when it's come to this ICCR
and
I have been following this ICCR scholarship. Even the ITech I do follow. But Katim, let's move on to when we talk about the ICCR. What are the beneficiaries that we get from, and how do you apply this scholarship?
The name applies. That is ICCR, Indian Council for Cultural Relations.
That means ICCR.
ICCR, Indian Council for Cultural Relations. Because basically, it is different areas, being it culture, being it education, in whatsoever fields you want to apply in. So basically, every year, ICCR, the government of India, so they will provide a slot for Gambian students. And then not only Gambian, so it's around the world. But specifically been specified for Gambia. So we have been providing around 25 to 30 slots every year. And then basically, it is not something that is difficult. It is very easy because you have the portal, and then currently it's even on, and then the deadline is end of next month, that is end of April.
30th April.
30th of April is the deadline. So basically you just have to create your account and then log in, and then with all your details, with all your qualifications.
Do you apply everything online, or you have some papers that you need to submit to the embassy? Or?
Because now everything is being digitalized, and then it's so easy compared to the previous years. During my time, I can say, it was just a physical copy or physical submission that you do. So basically, during my time in 2017, I applied through the embassy in Dhaka. So I have to gather all my documents, So
Which is sometimes
photocopy
stressful,
everything, you know, and then I have to travel all the way to Dakar and then to submit my application. But now everything is been easy and then everything is just been digitalized. We are in the era of technology, so you don't need to travel anywhere. You just have to sit with your PC and then do your application. And then you have 4 or 5 options, 5 different universities you will choose. Because they will give you preferences, like university 1, 2, 3, up to 5. And then different courses also, it is there. So basically, when you apply, so your application will go to different 5 universities. So based on that, they will do their evaluation. They will scrutinize your documents. So if you have the qualification and pertaining to that particular university, and then they will give you an admission, and then it will be communicated to the embassy in Dakar, and then they will send you your acceptance letter, and then they will take it from there.
Whatever it comes to age limit, do you have age limit when you apply in this ICCR?
Yeah, basically there is age limit based on what you want to apply. Like if you are applying for undergraduate,
I think it's 18 to 30.
Yeah,
18 to 30.
so around that. Yeah, so there is a age when you applying for masters also and for PhD. Yeah, but basically it is flexible, and then you know
masters
they don't consider like
30 to 45.
Yeah, something like that. But when it comes to the qualification, they don't put age into consideration. So basically, you just have to get your documents, your school documents, and then your medical certificates, and then your passport. So basically, if you have all your documents, that is the, your academic qualification, then you have a chance to get this scholarship.
Do you have an application fee? Is there any fee that you pay?
Basically, when it comes to ICCR, everything is free. So starting from where you're starting your application, up to your flight ticket from home, and then back also. So to and fro. So they will provide all. And then your also monthly allowances in India also they will provide.
Different from the categories of your
yeah, exactly. Different from if it is undergraduate, you will be different from your masters, and then the masters also will be different from the PhD. So that's the allowances. Yeah. So basically everything is covered. Basically. Yeah.
Not on the ICCR, but you went through applications.
Yeah, sure.
What was the process that you go through?
How I went through this is like I contacted the Gambian embassy in India. So it's basically my auntie was like having a relation because she was working in foreign affairs. So she told me that these people are having a lot of scholarship to students, but like there's qualifications, you know, as we all know, maybe different, they will give you maybe on BBA, we have a slot on a BBA or this, or you might bring your qualification and tell them the course you want to do. So if you are qualified for that, you can apply. If you're not qualified, they might also give you other options, like that you want to, maybe if you're not qualified for engineering, you can go for BBA. Them also is very flexible. And now, because mine, maybe not everybody is having that relationship to go to the embassy on how to find your way to them. But with the Gambian students in India, you can just contact them, and especially now, they are having MOUs with a lot of universities. Like, so it might only not be my university or his university, but it might go bigger. You know, you can have choices where to choose and where to be. So for that being the case, you can always contact them. I think it will be the easier way.
India is a big country. India is wide, and then it's diversity of culture. We have never traveled to India, but we learn a lot when it comes to India. How was it like your first day arriving in India?
Do you want to talk about that?
No, you see difference, you know? You see difference. You travel from one country, thousands of miles you travel. You went to India, and then you might be hearing a lot about India, and then you travel to India. Your first day arriving at India or landing to your hotel or your university, how was it like? That experience I want to hear from you.
Yeah. It's a great experience, I would say, especially me. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm daddy's girl, so I'm very big pampered here, you know. So going to India was not that easy, you know. The first time because for the scholarship, I went for it. Basically, India was not the place I wanted to be. I wanted to go to Canada to do my BTech. So when my aunt told me about this and I applied, it was a success and I was being approved. So I was happy. He was just eating. I told him, man. He said, yes. I said, I have a scholarship. He
How do you call him?
Mr. I call my dad Mr.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I told him, you know, I had a scholarship. He's like, congratulations, to where and what course. So I told him India, like he was like, is it that I don't understand India? I just want to travel. So He said, yes, that's good. He said, are you ready for that? You know, he knew that if I go there, I might change my mind and I want to come back. I said, no, I want to go. I want to go to India. Yeah. So he said, like, it's okay. And I would really thank him. Like, he was my support system. He was the motivator and everything, you know. So the process and everything, went to Dakar for the applications, like for the visa application. After I applied for the scholarship, I was being approved. I went to the visa and everything. So the day I was going, me that have never even traveled to Senegal, you know. I've never even traveled to Senegal apart from when I was going to apply for my visa. So I went to my family, you know, so I have to leave now. It was like to say bye-bye. And I'm going to a place where I know nobody in, I have known, like I have no idea about the place. I was just Googling on the internet. So as we always say, we
getting
can Google.
different answers.
But it's exactly, others are saying it's fantastic. And, you know, I was checking on everything. The living, the lifestyle and everything.
And then the food also.
Yeah, I'm a foodie, so that was a priority to me.
Because so, you're not going to eat their chapati or you eat
and the point even is, I went to India, I'm hearing about veg and non-veg. Me that is a Gambian, I don't know what is veg. All I know it's non-veg, you know. So it was very difficult to go, but alhamdulillah, when I went there, for me, when I was traveling, I did not have a lot of like bad experience because the embassy was also very helpful. Yeah, they were very, especially to Sankung Fofana, I would say thank you to him because he made the journey so easy for me. And when I was going, I went with two people, so they were like kind of cousins. But so we went together. I was not lonely on the way, but you know, it's not easy when you are traveling and you never travel outside of Gambia. So it's, and we are going to this big airport. So it's very difficult to go alone. But I was, alhamdulillah. When I went to India, then from the airport, the embassy sent a driver to come and pick us. Yeah, then we went to Sankung, meaning he's a secretary, right? Yeah. Sankung is the secretary, so we went to his house, we ate something. But by then, my flight was also booked for an internal flight because I went to Delhi. But
so that was not the final destination?
No, man. It's
so
totally
you have to
different.
take another flight again on?
From Delhi to go, and that was like a 4-hour flight, you know, from Delhi to Punjab.
India. GAM-INDIA association bi dina la won ben video gars yi ñi nga xamne ñoo nek GAM-INDIA association nek fofu sa biir India. ñoom tamit ñu doon màggal indépendant bu passé nii fii rek mu doon loo xam ne lu ñu rafet la doon dinaa wax suma gars yi ñu yónnee ma vidéo boobu noonu yónnee ma vidéo boobu GAM-INDIA association bi nekk sa biir India ñoom tam ñu doon màggal indépendance bi doon loo xam ne dafa rafet trop parce que ñoom tamit ñu ngi gis seen boppa si biir li nga xam ne moom moo nekk India donte sax ñu ngi si foreign country waaye ñu ngi leen toppatoo te ñu ngi leen jox li nga xam ne moo nekk seen i gëdd
buñ formé association bi there were so many benefits yoo xam ne students yi ñu ngi ko doon enjoy when it comes to the association of Gambian students in India. Benefit okay, so benn bi mooy like da ngaa gis ne ñu ngi India sometimes you have ñu xam ne private students la and then ñu xam ne ICCR la there is a moment boo xam ne sax ICCR because den la day jox like your monthly allowance. So the association moom daf day ñëw pour dimbale certain students yoo xam ne they are in need of certain cars like daf leen den ko day jox guy in a loan kind of because sometimes tamit da nga gis ñu xam ne ñu ngi feebar so and then they will need urgent treatment and then seen xaalis yi bala mu dee ñëw daf day waste time so at some point they cannot wait for that so the association have to chip in and then provide those fundings for them and then from there after guy ko they repay and then
you also enjoy the GAM-INDIA associations also been there. You once been the president, or you were also part of them. And then, how was it like leading that association in a foreign country?
It was great. It was a whole another experience that I have because I was the first female president of the association. And from there to now, it's growing. Like the mountain was passed to me from Katim to me. So it was great. It was a whole great experience. And I would say one thing about the association, like Gambians there, I wish they are the Gambians that we have in our own country because they are very supportive, you know. When it comes, it's like the unity we call it's like we are all one. Katim su defé lo xamné jaadul I will not even hesitate to say, Katim, this is not right, because I just take Katim as my own brother.
Yeah.
So Katim also would do the same if I did something wrong, or Katim saw me somewhere that is not right. Maybe at night I went out and he felt like this is not me. He was like, but yesterday I saw you in this place and it's not good. So I would say it's a whole great new experience. And for the executives, I would say shout out to all of them, because they were great, you know.
Okay.
It's not easy to lead, like men and women, and it's great.
It was a great pleasure talking to you guys and having you in my program or our programs. And then I hope that we will have more series of these programs in order to elaborate more when it comes to ICCR and then to life experience you guys had in India. It was really brilliant having you guys in the programs. I can't thank you guys enough, Katim and Rohi. And then I can thank the GAM-INDIA associations, which is already in India. Whoever make it possible today, I really thank you. Well, this is all I got for you, which I'll be back next month, end of next month. It's going to be after Ramadan. In the meantime, bye-bye, stay tuned.